lot of times people are quad dominant and they don't use the posterior chain properly. So we're gonna get into a lunge position and you're gonna step backwards. We'll do a backwards lunge here.
Okay.
Perfect. And you see that her knee is too far forward. So what we wanna do is we'll use a prop. Come back up.
Okay.
And stick your butt backwards as you lunge. Go ahead. Good. Now you see that her knee's directly over her heel, which will allow her to get her posterior chain, your upper hamstring and glute. So you see she's forcing her knees in, and you don't want your knees to force in. So when that happens, you overuse your lateral quad. And again, a lot of times people are quad dominant, so you want to make sure you engage your glutes. So we're going to put a band around your knees.
Thank you.
Just below the kneecap.
All right.
And spread your knees apart. And when you're squatting, there you go, that's better. Good. Push your weight through your heels. Good. And a lot of times too, we'll lean forward. If you put your hands in front of you and squeeze your shoulder blades down and back, you can stay more upright. If your lats are working better, your glutes are gonna work better.
If my lats are tight, then I might pull forward, and so I can't really get into the squat. Why is that?
What happens is your body becomes passively insufficient. So the muscles in the back of your body become too long, and if they're too long, they're inefficient. So a lot of times you see people squat like this. You're asking for back pain. You don't want to have any back pain when you squat. You want to make sure your primary mover, your glutes, are engaging. So the more upright you stay, the better you can feel it in your glutes.
Okay.
So if you shift forward, even on the balls of your toes, the balls of your feet, you're going to get more quad. Shift back, and you get your hips more. So if you ever wonder why you're feeling your back with sit-ups, a lot of times we overuse our hip flexors. And so what you want, people commonly will hold someone's legs down like this. That's wrong. You're going to overuse your hip flexors with that. There's research out there when your hip flexors get tight, it shuts down your abdominals. And so you want to make sure your abdominals are working. What you want to do is you want to pull your use your hamstrings. Your hamstrings will cause your pelvis to tilt posteriorly to get that hard to hit area, your lower abdominals. So I'm going to pull you this way, engage your hamstrings, and come up. And it's a lot more muscle activation of your abdominals. But I definitely suggest doing this before you work out because you want to engage those muscles properly. When people are doing planks, what you want to do is you want to make sure you blow out candles. You got a homemade girdle, use it. It's called your transverse abdominis. Blow out candles. So you want a straight line here, squeeze your glutes, shoulder blades down and back. Good. And chin tuck. So push your head into my hand. That will allow your transverse abdominis to work properly. Right? A lot of times I see people's problems is stability. They're not using their core muscles to stabilize. Okay. And I like to include your glutes and your lats as your core muscle. So you want to squeeze your shoulder blades down, squeeze your glutes, and blow out candles, and just do a regular bicep curls. A lot of times I see people shrug up. If the weight's too heavy and the weight is controlling you, put it down, get a lighter weight.
Is there a certain weight that you think people should start with? I mean, I think a lot of times people feel that they can, I don't know, go and pick up the 15-pound dumbbells or go and pick up the 20-pound dumbbells, but do you necessarily need to pick up that heavier weight?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to get mass, then you want to do 5 sets of 8, right? And with a heavier weight. If you're just doing it for the first time and getting used to the movement, I would suggest starting with a lower weight and doing more reps, 3 sets of 15.
Those are the moves that you probably have been doing wrong in the gym, which is bad. So you need to take our tips, do everything that we just did, and then you're gonna have an amazing body. Okay, maybe it won't be amazing yet. You gotta work your way there. But you have to start somewhere. You'll feel better.